is Gabriela on the scene today with Talk Network Radio. We have a real treat for you just around the corner, and that is Empowered Living with Jeff Byrd. Jeff is the owner of Jeffrey Byrd Coaching, and he will be coming to you weekly to teach you more about empowered living. Now, let's join Jeff already in the studio.
Hello and welcome. This is Jeff Byrd with Jeffrey Byrd Coaching, and this is Empowered Living. Our topic today is, are you more exceptional than you think? I started thinking of this some time ago. My incredible wife, Angela, was mentioning to me that she really wants to be exceptional as a wife. And well, personally, I think she's pretty exceptional in many, many ways, and especially as a wife. So the comment that she made took me a little bit by surprise. And I started thinking about that and pondering a bit what it is to be exceptional and why each of us might be more exceptional than we think. As I was thinking about it, it occurred to me that there are really a number of myths surrounding exceptionality that may keep us from realizing how exceptional we actually are in many ways. I believe exceptionality isn't really found so much in having arrived as being aware, and sometimes that means painfully aware, of where we really are and then taking steps in the right direction. It's been said that a leader's first responsibility is to define reality. And I think so many people miss this when it comes to self-leadership. Actually taking a brutally honest inventory of where am I right now, and then where I want to go. So many of us, we know where we want to go, but we just never seem to get there. We just keep having the same vision and the same dream, and we never seem to be getting there. And the reason isn't because we don't have a clear vision of where we want to go or where we want to be. It's because we haven't taken that brutal inventory of where we are and what we need to do, what the next step from where we actually are is going to be. See, if we do that enough in any area of life on a daily basis, eventually it's going to become evident that someone exceptional has walked among us, and that person's going to be you if you do this enough. My cousin Steve once told me that he's not nearly so impressed by the superstars as he is by the folks that just keep at it day after day, week after week, year after year. They just keep moving in the direction of where they want to go. They're not making a big fuss, not a big fanfare. They're not high maintenance. There's not a lot of flash and glitter with them. They just keep focused on where they need to go and keep taking one step after another. If you remember that old song, I think it was from a cartoon, just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. We'll be making progress in the direction that we want to go at. And that's the key. Keeping that vision in mind, keeping at it day after day, developing our strengths, we got to find our strengths. We have to define what our strengths are first, those areas of strength. There's different ways to do that. There's a book called Strengths Finder 2.0 that you take a little quiz and it will tell you the top 5 or all 30, I think it's 34 of your strength areas and how they line up. Sometimes other people, friends can help us with that if we give them permission to really be honest with us and they're willing to do that. But we keep developing our strengths, and then we keep working on those weaknesses that hinder us and have a negative impact on others. Now, usually that's attitude. If you're not a very good golfer, don't put all your time and energy in golf. You're probably not going to get but so good. But if there's something you're already pretty good at, keep working on that. But then always watch those attitudes. It's the attitudes that come up and get us. It can be impatience. It can be procrastination. It can be having a judgmental or belittling attitude. It's those attitudes. So we keep working on our strengths, and then we keep working on those weaknesses that hinder us, and keep reaching out to build up the people around us, add value to them, add value to ourselves, and doing that consistently over time makes an exceptional life. Somebody said that an exceptional life is just a series of exceptional days, and an exceptional day is one in which I develop and I help others develop. So I want to give you some of the myths that came to my mind about being exceptional. Myth number 1 says that exceptional people have it all together. Most exceptional people are the ones who are the most aware that they do not have it all together. right? Who has it all together? If you meet somebody that thinks they've got it all together, they're their biggest problem. That mindset is their biggest problem. Because if you think you have it all together, why are you ever going to try to improve, right? You got it all. If you think you know everything, why are you ever going to try to learn something else? Which we can all do. So number one, the truth is that exceptional people are often the most aware that they don't have it all together, and it is what they do with this awareness that makes them exceptional. See, none of us have it all together. So we can deny that and pretend that we've got it all together. We can just go, oh, well, I don't have it all together and I never can get it all together. That's another poor belief system. Or we can say, hey, I don't have it together, but you know what? I can improve every day. I'm going to do something to improve and to develop myself in a way that makes a difference in the world around me. Okay, myth number 2 says that exceptional people do not have weaknesses like other people. The truth is, just like number 1, exceptional people are very aware of their weaknesses. They feel that. They feel the negative impact that those weaknesses and those attitude areas that I mentioned have on their potential and how they impact those around them. But you know what? Like my friend John Maxwell says, if you have a bad attitude, you chose it and you can choose another one. So exceptional people are aware of those weaknesses. So many people have made a great impact on the world, have become very aware of areas of weakness in their life, and they set out to change those, to change that attitude, to overcome those things and to improve. So it's just like growing our strengths. We also have to overcome those weaknesses that we all have. And myth number 3 says that exceptional people are just born that way. Well, now that couldn't be further from the truth. It's true, we are born with certain talents and abilities, but for people who are born very talented, so often those talents actually get in the way of their progress because they think they've got it coming to them because they're good, because they're talented. Everybody's going to recognize them. They're just naturally going to make progress, and they can overlook the work and the effort that everyone has to put into it to become an exceptional. The truth of most of the exceptional people that I've been around or read of will readily admit that anything meaningful that they've ever achieved was done against their natural tendencies. And they had to constantly seek out good thinking, good practices, good attitudes, and minded people to learn from and walk alongside. For most people, this requires intentional daily commitment. I call that the law of intentionality. It says that growth doesn't just happen. I have to work at it. I have to set my mind at it, and I have to make sure that it's going to happen regardless of how you're born. You might have been born very gifted and talented. You're going to have to work on it. You might have been born at a little bit of a disadvantage. You're going to have to work on it. Doesn't matter how you were born. You're going to have to work on it. Just like leadership. John Maxwell says that a lot of times people come up to him and they say, John, are leaders just born? And he said, well, I've never met an unborn leader, and I don't think I would care to. Thank you very much. But he's just joking with them, of course. But all leaders are born. Some may have talents that need to be developed. Some may lack those skills, and then they set out to develop those, and then they do. And then they make a difference. And it's the same way with being exceptional, whether it's in leadership or another area. So we have to remember and be patient with ourselves, because becoming exceptional, like anything else in life that you set your mind to, it's going to take time. There is no exceptional button on the microwave, where you can just put somebody in there and hit the button, and 30 seconds later you have exceptionality. It requires commitment. It requires daily practice, daily development, daily self-discipline. And that's the only way to get there. But let me tell you, everything that I've experienced, all the good that's in my life now, and so many people who are way down the road beyond me, we will all say that that's the path to getting there. It happens daily, not in a day. So I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. We're going to take a short break, and I'm going to come back with some applications and some suggestions for how to continue to grow towards exceptionality.
Jeff will be back shortly to wrap up today's message. This is Gabriela, still on the scene today with Talk Network Radio. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Empowered Living with Jeff Byrd. If you've missed any part of today's message, you can hear it again online, as well as the entire archive of Empowered Living at www.talknetworkradio.com or Search keyword #EmpoweredLiving. We would like to acknowledge our music partners, Sound Ideas for Corporate to the Max, and Kevin MacLeod for Airport Lounge. Any scriptures read during this broadcast are from the New American Standard Version of the Holy Bible. If you would like to learn more about Jeffrey Byrd Coaching, visit www.jeffbyrdcoaching.com. That is JEFFBYRD coaching.com. Do a Facebook search for @CoachingRocks or drop Jeff a line at jeff@jeffbyrdcoaching.com. Again, JEFFBYRD coaching.com. Let Jeff's Coaching Rocks be the building blocks of your empowered success. Now, let's go back to Jeff for the rest of today's message.
Righty, thank you and welcome back. So we've said that an exceptional life is nothing more than a series of exceptional days. And the good news is that each of us can make any day exceptional by choosing to grow in the areas that make for an exceptional life. I've got a few takeaways I want to leave with you. Number one is that we become exceptional each time we give energy to becoming better at some area that hinders us or others. Okay, so the first thing is let's take an honest and a brutally honest inventory of what are the things we do that aren't really good for ourselves and other people. And let's, instead of putting our energy in those same old patterns, let's put energy into getting better at those. That's number one. Number two is we grow towards exceptionality each time we give energy to gaining new insights and understanding in our areas of strength. Again, we don't want to put a lot of energy into something that we're just not that interested in or not that good at to start with. If you're a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest in an area, and you really work at it and you get up to a 4, well, you're still not that great. But now if you're a 6 naturally, and now you work and you get up to a level 8, now you're pretty good and you can make a lot of difference. Number 3, each time we keep on keeping on, no matter how long it is taking or how far away the goal seems, we are working toward exceptionality. This is perseverance. This is the law of perseverance. And this is probably one of the most significant laws that we can ever, in the Bible, in the book of James, we're told, let perseverance have its perfect work in you so that you may be entire and complete and lacking nothing. I don't know any other attribute that we can develop that promises that we'll be entire and complete and lacking nothing except for perseverance. Now, as you may know, the modern thing these days is to get everything quick, and especially in the millennial generation. And let me just say, I love the millennial generation and so much of what they bring to the table. But one of the areas that they need to develop in is in perseverance. It's like Simon Sinek once said. He went into an organization and there were a lot of millennials, and he struck up a conversation with one young man who was just very gifted, very bright. And he said, yeah, I'm really thinking about quitting. And Simon said, well, why do you want to quit? He said, well, because I'm just not getting the results that I want. And he said, well, how long have you been doing it? He said, well, about 8 months. So for those of us who are down the road a little bit, we have to laugh at that because 8 months is a drop in the bucket when it comes to persevering to get something worthwhile done. So we need to keep that in mind. And in the day of day trading and instant emails and FaceTime and everything, we just need to remember that personal development is not an instant, microwavable, overnight thing. And keep on keeping on. And number 4, this is the last one, is that we work towards exceptionality every time we meet with others who are on the same growth journey. And we share our experiences. We encourage each other in best practices. We think together on how to be better and grow better and do better. And we're helping each other become